class, I would like to give you a little bit of orientation on how to get used to using cti110 5H11. This first section is about web pages, and really it's just going to ask you to create some text documents, save them in the right format as HTML, and then make sure they show up in your browser. So let me show you how that works. First of all, if you click cybooks and then click the link in there, it's going to bring you to this cybooks page. Okay, so when you look at the reading, you're going to see that you don't have to do all of these. So let me show you how that works. I'm going to go to Module 1, and then generally you're going to see there's two sections. There's cybooks and labs and homework and assignments. Okay, so you'll go to this first, and you'll work through these. Now when you look at the reading, notice that it says you only do these sections. And in addition, one thing I want to point out that might not be clear is you only have to do the participation questions. So when you're scrolling through, if you get to a section marked challenge, you can try it, but it is not required. Okay? So anytime you see this, the orange, I want you to answer those questions. So what it's going to do in this is show you, some pages to show how it looks when you use different tags. Okay? And they go through all these different tags to explain what they're used for. Now what I want to point out is if the reading's not working for you, you might also go to w3schools.com. It's to the point if you type in W3 Schools, it's going to find the link, anywhere, Google, Bing, whatever. When I go to tutorials and I see this first option, Learn HTML, this works kind of like cybooks. You can scroll through and it's going to show you a page, okay? And you can go in, work on the page, and make some changes. I'll make another change. I'll add a paragraph here. Well, will it let me click? Okay. Hit try it yourself. So if I go modify the page, this is a paragraph. P, this is also a paragraph. Now I've shown that's the P tag. What a P tag is just makes a paragraph. Okay, just like title up in the header goes to, it would show up here. The title in a page is actually the tab name. H1 is this large letters, right? So H1 for large heading, P for a paragraph. Now if I go back and go through, I could look up sort of any of these things. So if I'm like, well, what's a paragraph? I want to know more. Or tell me more about paragraphs. Or how do I add an image? These are all there. Okay. Now you can go in a couple different ways. So you could work on a page. You could just go into the try it stuff. I recommend you do this. I recommend you download a program called Notepad++. Okay. I'm going to show you what that program looks like. It's just a plain old text editor. So this is how you make a new HTML file. I'm going to hit File New, and I'm just going to say HTML /HTML. So I have a page, right? Make this text a little bigger. Not what I wanted, sorry. Let's go back to normal then. Okay. And I could say, body /body, and anything inside the page is going to go here. So if I do h1 hello /h1, now I've got a page. Now the question is, how do you view this? Okay, so what I want you to do, it's a good idea to have a folder on your machine. So if you use a flash drive, I would save, in a folder called cti110. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to save this. I'll do save as. Now I want you to watch how this works. So I'll go to cti110, and here, so this is my new page I'm making. So let's make a folder called assignment name. So this is, we'll say web hw1. You should always put your last names. Put your actual last name, don't put last name. Okay, now I'm in a folder. So here's how you want to create the file name. So I'll call it index, and I have to click on this list here. Now there's a lot of things, but if you press H twice, boom, there you go. It says hypertext markup. So it's going to save that there, and this file is saved as a text file. So now I'm going to go to my machine, and I'm going to look at my cti110 folder, and I'm going to see, well, what did I just create? I saved it under whw1. Cool, so it's here. So I can see, well, this is the date that I'm making this file right now, so it's a brand new file. I made it, and I can open it in Firefox. Now it might default to Edge, it might default to Chrome, whatever. I want you to see this. If you have Notepad++ installed, you can always hit Edit With, and it'll send it back into the editor, right? So you can make changes. You can also go to Open With, and you can choose any of the browsers you have installed. So here I'll launch it in Chrome, just to launch it in Chrome, no particular reason. Here's my page. So if I go back here and I add another paragraph and I say this is a paragraph, All right, so I'm going to hit the save icon here. I'm going to go back to my browser and I'm going to hit refresh. So that's the process. So you go in, you make changes to the file, you hit save, you open the file in Notepad+, after you have it open in Notepad++, you go and open it in a browser, and you just hit refresh for any changes. Okay? So that's how you create the files. Now, how do you submit a file? Well, you're going to go in here and you're going to right-click this, and you'll pick Send to Compressed Folder. Okay, what this does is creates a zip file. So if your folder has multiple files in it, they'll all be in that zip file. So that file is what you go into Blackboard and submit. So when you click on an assignment here, for example, I say this assignment, I click on this, it'll give me an option to submit my files. And scroll down to that, I hit Attach Files. And once I've attached the files, I hit Submit. I'm not going to hit Submit because I'm a teacher, so there's no point in submitting an assignment. But that's how that works. So what I want you to look at is, I want you to notice when you go into each module, again, remember there's 2 sections for each module. Now, these assignments are all due over the next 2 weeks, so I think you should all be able to get those done. But if you have trouble, I want you to email me and we'll set up a time to talk. So this has several assignments here, and then this has the homework. For you guys, since you're working online, there's not much difference between the labs and the homework. They're just graded in different categories. All right, hopefully that will get you started. I know that's a short video, but thanks for tuning in, and we will talk to you soon.